Today we are going to start with William Shakespeare tragedy King Lear. Lear, the old king of Britain, decides to give up his crown. He declares his intention to divide his kingdom equally among his three daughters. However, before he allots the portions of the kingdom to his daughters, he puts his daughters through a test. Yes, he puts them through a test. He asks each daughter to tell him how much she loves him, telling them that what they receive from him will depend on the answers they give him. Yes, that is the division of kingdom would be done on the flattery words spoken by the daughters. So before we start the play, let's get familiar with the characters. King Lear, the king of Britain. Goneril, Lear's eldest daughter who was married to Duke of Albany. Then Regan, Lear's second daughter who was married to Duke of Cornwall. Poor Cordelia, King Lear's youngest daughter and even his favorite daughter. And last, Kent, who was the advisor to Lear. Hello, daughters. Today, your dear father, is about to make an important decision. The decision is all about to divide the kingdom among you all. You see, day by day I'm getting older, and to pace towards the deathbed peacefully, I've decided to hand over all the responsibilities to you all. Of course, this would also save my children from future quarrel. Oh, Dad, we really love you so much, Dad. Yes, dear, I know very well you all love me. But you tell me how much you love me. Yes, tell me which of you love me the most. But remember that I will give the most of the kingdom to the person who loves me the most. So, Gonril, my eldest daughter, you speak first. Oh, Dad, I really love you. I love you so much, Dad. My love for you is beyond. Yes, my dad, my love for you is beyond any limit. No dad, no daughter had ever loved her father as much as I loved you. My love for you makes me breathless and speechless, Dad. I really love you beyond any limits. Oh, Gonril, my lovely daughter, you have pleased me a lot. Yes, I'm pleased. So here you go. I gift you the land with plenteous rivers and grasslands. Hereby I declare this land to you be yours and your children forever. Now it's your turn, Regan. Yes, Regan. Come, let's know. How much do you love your dad? Dad, I also possess the same character as my sister. But what I think, she has been too short to describe her love for you. As for me, your love is the most precious. And nothing, yes, Dad, nothing gives me greater joy than loving you. Oh, really, Regan? Oh, Regan, really, you have pleased me. Regan, you and your children, this part of the kingdom is for always yours. Always you will remain happy to possess this part of the land which I'm going to gift you. I'm so blessed to have daughters like Regan and Cordelia. Now comes the chance of my dear daughter, my darling daughter, Cordelia. Yes, Cordelia, let us know how much do you love me. You know very well you have been the joy of my heart and one of my favorite daughter. Come on, let's speak. Dad, oh Dad, nothing, Dad, nothing. Nothing? Nothing means what? Dad, I have no words to speak, Dad. Cordelia, think again. Nothing will come of nothing. Oh, Dad, I really can't describe my feelings and love for you that my heart carries. But the fact is, I love you, Majesty, according to my bond, neither more nor less. What? What are you saying, Cordelia? Think again. Your words may spoil your fortunes. Dad, Dad, I really have no words, Dad. As you gave me birth, fed me, loved me. So it's just my duty as a daughter to obey, love, and honor you. That's it, Dad. That's it. Are you sure, Cordelia? You can't describe your love towards me? Oh, my Majesty, I just love you according to my bond. Then it's done. Let your truth be your dowry. Today, in the presence of sun and moon, I declare that Cordelia no longer remains my daughter. And now, being stranger to my heart, she gets no part of the kingdom. Yes, she gets no part of the kingdom. Oh, Majesty! Oh, Majesty, please wait. Just wait, Majesty. Kent, be quiet. Be quiet, Kent. Don't come in between the fire and anger of dragon. Don't come in between my anger, Kent. Just move away. Cordelia, she had been always the one of my favorite daughter and closest to heart, and the way she answered, she had depressed me. So she gets nothing of my property. O king, O king, I had always served you, honored you, and prayed for you. Look, Kent, I have made this decision and won't change at any cost. Be away from this matter. O Majesty, let your arrow pierce my heart. How can I sit quietly when Lear has become mad? Your Majesty, ask yourself, doesn't Cordelia love you? Come on, Majesty, come on. Think once again. You are just believing in the flattering words of your other two daughters. What you're doing is not correct, dear Majesty. Oh, Kent, be quiet. You just be quiet or you have to die. Hey, you recreant, as you have tried to come between my powers and words, which being the king, I can't bear. So, to save you from disaster, I just gave you 5 days to collect provisions and leave my ruling areas within 10 days. Else, you will be sentenced to death. Oh, king, farewell, king, but I hope soon you'll be regretting for the decision which you have made. Cordelia, dear Cordelia, I'm very happy that you took a right decision and hope that both your sisters, that is Gondrel and Regan, act on their spoken words. Take care, king. Goodbye. Goodbye, king. After king departs from the kingdom, king decides to for Cordelia. Yes, he takes decisions and Cordelia is being married to King of France. After Cordelia departs from the kingdom, King Lear decides to stay 6 months with Regan and the next 6 months with Gondrel. But very soon, very soon he understands and he realizes that both of the daughters didn't love her. Yes, the words they spoke were just the words. They didn't meant by the heart. But soon what happens? There's a twist and Kent, yes, the one who was being banished, who was being thrown out from the kingdom, joins King's army again in a disguised way. Even the King Lear couldn't recognize him. But as the Kent was a true servant, a true advisor of King Lear, he joins him for his welfare. But Lear, who was very depressed, he understood that God, Regan and Gondrel didn't love him. Now what happened? Cordelia's husband, yes, the king of France, decided to attack on Regan's empire, that is King Lear's empire, the part which was being given to Regan, and even at Gondrel's part. So when the king of France, that is Cordelia's husband, was invading towards it, soon he was being defeated. As he was defeated, Gondrel and Regan tried to find out Cordelia and they tried to kill her by giving the poison. Meanwhile, Kent gave the message. Yes, meanwhile, Kent gave the message to Cordelia about King Lear's condition and asked help from Cordelia. Cordelia tried to search her father, and when the father and her daughter and his daughter, when they met, he felt very sorry for the decision which he had made and tried to convince Cordelia. But being soft-hearted, Cordelia didn't take burden on it, and as she loved her father very much. But according to the conspiracy, Regan and Gondrel tried to kill Cordelia and soon she was killed. This thing was really a very heartbreaking news for King Lear. And King was unable to bear the pain of Cordelia's death and dies at the end of the play. And this is how the tragedy of William Shakespeare, King Lear, ends.